Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. HD, in the building one time, and we got a lot to talk about today, man. You already know what it is. Before we get into anything, though, let me pull this up real quick. Pull up the YouTubes, just so I can confirm some things. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached 500 subscribers. We kind of just, I don't know, we gained like 30 new subscribers today. Not sure how or why. It's probably because the content is so fire. But I appreciate everybody, all of the new subscribers. I'm going to give you guys a shout out towards the end of the show. Appreciate you guys joining. Wow Nation. Got the gang in here early. Dave was cracking. KGM was cracking. My guys in here always early and often. You already know how we do, gang. We got to cover some news stories real quick, and then we're going to get into the review and the blunt ratings for AEW Dynamite last night, a super mid show. But we'll talk about all the highs and lows of it. Speaking of highs, this is Wrestling on Weed. We're going to talk about WrestleMania. The season is quickly approaching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure that all of you guys are excited for this year's WrestleMania, just like I am, because we're potentially going to get Bray Wyatt's first match. I'm not sure when he's going to have his first match. I would assume it'd be at Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania, but we sure we'll be seeing Roman Reigns. We'll see probably the culmination or the end of the head of the table's title run, which should be interesting. And don't know who it's going to be at this point. Will it be Sami Zayn? Will it be Jey Uso? Will it be Bray Wyatt? Will it be The Rock? Will it be Cody Rhodes? Who's going to dethrone the Tribal Chief? But we got some news on WrestleMania that's going down in Hollywood at the Crypto.com arena. I'm still getting used to saying that. It's not Staples anymore. The Crypto.com arena. They announced some things for SmackDown. They announced, or for WrestleMania, they announced tickets went on sale for the Friday night SmackDown before the show. All these things will be at Crypto. Crypto will be popping. I'll be there the whole weekend. Hope to see you guys there as well. They're going to have the 2023 Hall of Fame ceremony on the 18th as well, same night as SmackDown, and NXT Stand and Deliver, which I assume will also be on that Friday, since WrestleMania is Saturday and Sunday. So Friday is going to be a jam-packed day for WrestleMania weekend. Obviously, there'll be a ton of indie shows going on as well for all of the wrestling fans to enjoy. Also, Monday Night Raw will be broadcasting live from the Crypto.com arena. So we're going to get 5 nights of wrestling straight, 4 nights of wrestling, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's going to be fun. Everybody get their tickets if you plan on going, because I definitely plan on going. I'm probably not going to go to any of these shows. I might go to Monday Night Raw. I might, Raw after Mania. I'll probably pop up at Raw and do some live streaming or some reactions. We're definitely going to be covering the show live for Wild Nation. That's going to be fun. It's going to be our first time doing that. So looking forward to doing that stuff. But you guys know the schedule now. Obviously, Mania Night 1 is on Saturday. Mania Night 2 is on Sunday. So should be a good time. In other news, Montez Ford and Bianca Belair got a new show on Disney. I'm not sure which network, but they got a new show coming out. That's not really news. I just saw that come across my timeline at one point today. But in real news, it appears like the heel babyface, I don't know what the fuck he is, Logan Paul, the number 1 contender for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Logan Paul, I'm not going to get over that. But it appears he's going to have some backup at Crown Jewel. And I saw this coming from a mile away. I feel like I said this at one point on the show that he should do this, but it's definitely happening. His brother Jake is also going to be there. You know, he mentioned Jake. He mentioned his brother almost every promo he does, but I kind of assumed that Jake would come along for the ride on this one. They're going all the way to Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake wanted to get involved with wrestling himself at some point, because who wants to get punched in the face for real for a living when you could do the fake stuff and make just, if not more money. So these guys are already rich. It's not like they need the money. But, you know, I feel like they just love combat sports and they love entertaining people at the same time. So I'm rooting for the Paul brothers to be good at the sport. Logan's already proven that he can go. So I'm rooting for Jake to be good as well. Hopefully he ends up getting in the ring at one point. These guys will be a great heel tag team or babyface tag team, whatever happens. But I think that they both could potentially be a real good tag team at WWE. And Lord knows WWE needs those. And I think the people would be more accepting to them winning like tag team championships over coming in and being like Intercontinental or US or world champion or anything like that, any type of singles run. But who knows? But yeah, Logan said Jake is going to be there talking to the Wrestling Observer Radio. So should be interesting. Like I said, definitely should be is going to be a loaded pay-per-view. It should be good. Not too sure how it's going to turn out, but we got some decent matches on the card. Some of them are kind of just reruns, but we're going to watch it anyway and do a live stream and all that good stuff as usual on Saturday night. So be prepared. James said, what's cracking, James? James says CM Punk shouldn't be anywhere. He will ruin the company where he goes. Yeah, I think he's proven that. Well, he couldn't ruin WWE. He kind of just ruined his relationship with WWE. WWE continues to thrive. I don't think they'll have a problem. But if he goes to a company that doesn't have the proper stability or structure in place, he could definitely implode it. But I don't think there's anywhere else that can afford him at this point. And it's rumors that he still has the wrestling bug, but who knows? We'll talk about that in a second. They might let Logan go over Roman. That would be some, man, bro, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. Unless he gets like a DQ win and he goes full-blown heel, you know what I mean? Like, and he wins the match, but not the titles. Like, I could see that happening. Or that would mean Roman would have to cheat, wouldn't it? Maybe they could do that. Like, he get that one lucky shot in, 10, 15 minutes into the match, and everybody gets scared, or Jey Uso or Sammy think they're doing the right thing, and they run in and try to help them, and it gets a deep. People will be mad, though. You think people will be mad if this match ends in a DQ like that because of interference? They just run in and attack Logan and beat up Jake. Or it's going to be some shenanigans. That's why they got Jake coming. It's going to be some shenanigans involved. I can't see him coming out on top, though. We're doing our predictions later. I'll post those late tonight or tomorrow for you guys. They'll be pre-recorded, so looking forward to those. No need for CM Punk, not at all. He's good. He's still good at what he does, but he's too injury-prone and he's too toxic. I don't think there's any need for him in anybody's locker room at this point either. And I think he's probably fine with that. He made his own bed, so you don't want to work with the kids who don't know what they're doing, then just stay home, bro, because they're still there, clearly. Man, we got a lot to talk about. But, yeah, the Jags going over. Hey, stop it. Hey, listen, y'all got some players. ETN be balling. Our run defense is suspect, but our pass rush is vicious. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, but I don't know. The Raiders are on a hot streak. We just got beat 24-0, and we're boiling hot garbage. So I don't know what to say. Y'all might beat us. Y'all actually might beat us. I have no predictions. We suck. Hops88, thanks for joining Wild Nation. My guy was cracking. He said, not really a big fan of the Saudi shows, but Triple H has seemed to change things for the better, so I'll check it out. Yeah, the shows are hit or miss. Sometimes, some of the shows have been really, really good, and some of them have been just crap. the storylines always suck because they're last minute and they're usually just throwing in people, old people that Saudi Prince wants to see. And, we get, Triple H and Shawn going up against Brothers of Destruction. We get all this, chaos and, bullshit. But, they also give us, big spectacle matches, and they'll throw a couple matches that we actually want to see in there. But, there's been one or two good ones. The rest of them probably do it out. You know what I mean? This one, it'll probably be one or two good matches, but overall, I feel like everybody's just waiting on Survivor Series to see what happens with the teams and War Games, and that's more important because that's what we've been invested in. That's a pay-per-view that WWE is going to be doing on a regular basis, even though they do Crown Jewel twice a year at this point. But I feel like people are just more invested in this storyline specifically. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. The whole show could be a banger, or the whole show could just be trash. The Niners on the bye this week, man. Fuck the Niners. They so fucking good. Just got so much better. Fired Josh McDaniels. Nah, it's too early, even though he hasn't looked the best. He definitely looking a little suspect. You know what I mean? All these fucking pass plays on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th. Like, Josh Jacobs is dominant. Just run the fucking ball. Just run it's 1 yard. He just got 7 yards on the last carry. Give him the ball. It's so frustrating. I don't know what to say. But anyways, in more wrestling news, well, I guess we could talk about this. We'll talk about the entire show later. But looks like Shibata from New Japan, the guy that almost died in the ring that one time. He's been injured so many times, like bad injuries to the point he almost had to retire. Trav will give you all the word on that. He knows everything about New Japan, so does Physics. But Shibata, one of the best wrestlers in the world at the time of his retirement, when he did retire, suffered multiple injuries and had to lay it down, lay his boots in the middle of the ring. I don't know if he did that, just, speaking metaphorically. But he had to give it up, and, we saw him come back to AEW. I don't remember, like 3-4 months ago, he came back and had a match. I can't remember who it was again. Hangman? I can't remember who the match was against. But this time, he showed up on Dynamite, and he challenged Orange Juice Cassidy. So, him and Orange Cassidy are probably going to be fighting for the All Atlantic Championship. We'll talk about that more in the Blunt Ratings review. But besides Orange Cassidy, Shibata's come out in an interview and said who his dream opponents, plural, are in his time at AEW. And the other person he named besides Orange Cassidy, who he's clearly about to wrestle, was Bryan Danielson, which is probably going to be a banger. But it is also a match between two hard-hitting, tough, super physical wrestlers who both have severe, neck and head injuries. I don't want to see this match, honestly. It kind of scares me. It kind of scares me. Both of these guys literally had to, both of them, not one of them. Remember, Bryan Danielson had to retire as well. Retire, as in he wasn't allowed to wrestle for a long-ass time. And obviously, Shibata just, miraculously recovered from his injuries in, 3 days. He went from retiring to having matches all over again in, a week span. So, these matches make me nervous, man. Daniel Bryan don't look like he wrestling no less physical than he was in his prime. Well, he's in his prime right now. He's probably the best wrestler on the planet. I'll say it again. But it's just kind of crazy to me that these two specifically, Shibata requested the match, so I'm sure it'll happen. I don't think he's signed with AEW officially or anything, but who knows, man? Who knows? I know a lot of people who only watch American wrestling don't know a lot about Shibata. I don't know a lot about Shibata. I'm more of a Sonata kind of guy, when it comes to New Japan. I would like to see him come over here, and do his thing, because he has more charisma. Honestly, Shibata looked like he was dozing off, walking to the ring half the time. I was like, maybe that's just his character, how he comes out. I've only seen him a few times, but he's just I was like, is he about to doze off? What's wrong with that man? Did he take some meds, some pain meds, too many before he came? He looked like He looked like he's about to doze off a couple times. But you guys interested in seeing Shibata go up against Bryan Danielson? Yay, nay? I don't know. We'll see what happens though. And in I guess I'll make this the last story before we get into the actual review. There wasn't a whole lot of news on in the last couple days, but Jeff Jarrett has officially signed a full-time deal with AEW. He'll be working behind the scenes to expand the live events. Now, if you didn't watch Dynamite, Jeff Jarrett did pop up on Dynamite last night as an on-screen character. We'll talk about that in a minute. What the fuck, AEW? This backstage role is actually a really good role for Jeff Jarrett, Double J. You know what I mean? If you don't know, he was doing the exact same job in WWE and just got fired like a month and a half, 2 months ago. It just got released not too long ago. But he was doing the same thing over there. He actually did the promotion and organized the shit over in Clash the Castle over in the UK. So that was a pretty impressive event. The shit looked like it was WrestleMania over there. 70,000 people it looked like was in the crowd. And the crowd was nuts. The show was very well received. It was a really good pay-per-view. The matches were great. I don't know about Drew and then the singing afterwards. That was a little cringe, but I don't think that was supposed to be on TV. That was Jeff Jarrett's one mistake. That's the only thing he fucked up on the night, letting that get on TV. But I blame Paul for that. They could have cut the feed. But he's good at his job. Clearly, he's running an entire wrestling promotion with TNA and trying to compete with Vince McMahon at one point. Failed miserably, but he also gave us some great things like AJ Styles and the 6-sided ring. That wasn't good at all. It was terrible. It was a horrible. It's not an octagon. It's a sixagon. What's that called? I don't know. It was bad idea. Bad, terrible idea. But it was a thing. But TNA had his moments, man, when he was there. You know what I mean? A little worse when Dixie and Hogan and just, things fall apart, as the Roots once said. So, it was what it was, man. But I think this is a good job for Double J. I mean, obviously, a great wrestling mind. You know what I mean? Can still come in and cut a great promo and do all these things. He's been in the business for years and years. His family's been in the business for years and decades and decades and decades. So I'm not opposed to Jeff Jarrett being in the wrestling business in one of the two major companies, working backstage in any capacity, honestly, that they see him fit. Now, I have to emphasize the backstage part of it because I feel like that's the backstage part is the important part, because backstage is where the fuck he should stay. Why the we're going to talk about it. Let's get into the review and the blunt ratings for AEW Dynamite.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke. Talk to him. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Come on, Charlie.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about these blunt ratings for AEW Dynamite, man. It was a show, man. It was a show. That's all I can really say. I can't say whether it was good or bad, but we'll get into that in a bit. But the show started off with Darby Allin going up against Darby. Oops, wrong page. Sorry. The show started off with Darby going up against Jay Lethal, a match that obviously we've been building to. Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt kind of just been beating Darby all over the place. They kind of did the same thing. This match was fun. I can't lie. This match was pretty fun. I mean, Dynamite gonna give you some good wrestling, man. They gonna give you some good wrestling, especially if you like the flip-de-doos and the dives and the suicidas and all that shit. It's like you gonna get some fun, entertaining wrestling matches. This was one of those. Jay Lethal doing all his submissions and strikes, and Darby flying and diving all over the place. The best spot of the match, honestly, It's probably the first good thing this guy's done since he's been in AEW. I have not seen this guy do one entertaining thing on my television screen since he's appeared on it. And I don't know why he's still there. But if they figure out more things like this to do with him, then it would be great because Satnam Singh, the Giant, the former NBA player, looks like he's 8 foot tall, 500 pounds. For some reason, Darby thought it would be a good idea to do a tope and just dive straight at him. And he basically ran into a brick wall. Like, the dude just stood there with his arms folded, and Darby dove at him, as Darby does. You know, Darby, Ray Phoenix, they dive like bullets. So he, like, shot out of a cannon, dove at this man, and he just, like, literally ran into, not a brick wall, a steel wall, and just said, he, like, slid down him. He's like a dead bug that ran into your windshield. That shit was hilarious. You know what I mean? But that was my favorite spot of the night. Somebody ran down. It got fucked up after that because somebody ran down. They were in a Sting outfit. It was clearly not Sting because Sting like 6'6", and this guy was not 6'6". But you know, he came down and you know they unmasked him, and it was Cole Carter from the Factory. I was like, who is that? I honestly didn't know. It's like I don't pay attention until you're worth me paying attention to. Like he wasn't. Apparently he was in WWE. He got fired from WWE not too long ago, and then he popped up. I remember he popped up and he joined the Factory, but I don't. Why is he? Why the fuck would I care that he's in a Sting costume? Why did you do a big reveal for somebody we can't identify? Who is that? If someone does this and reveals themselves, it's because everyone's gonna know who it is when they reveal themselves. We shouldn't have to be like, so who are you? Why'd you even wear the mask? Like, you could have just came out. Like, I don't understand. We still don't know who you are. Now that you've revealed yourself. Do you have a name tag on? Is your name on your shirt? I can't see it. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? But he was there, Cole Carter. Then Sting's music actually hit, and then the legend himself came out. No, not Sting. It wasn't Sting. That's not the legend I'm talking about. I'm talking about the man that I just mentioned a little while ago. Double J Jeff Jarrett jumped into the ring and leveled Darby with a vicious guitar shot, as he has always done over his 3-4 decade career, however long he's been wrestling. And then Jarrett got on the mic and said, Darby Allin, you just got a lesson from the last outlaw. Whatever you worship, Darby, it becomes your weakness. Sting has become your biggest weakness. I've never heard him say he worships Sting, but cool. He went on to say, and now that I've got Darby Allin out of the way, I got a message not only for the entire AEW roster, not only for Shivani. What does Shivani be doing to people? Why everybody be going at Tony? He be getting bullied like shit. He said, this goes for the insane, the rabid, the delusional AEW fan base. Some of y'all are weird. But he said, my family got into the professional wrestling business in 1946. That means over 75 years, 3 generations. Wherever the Jarretts went, we left an impact. I was like, wait a minute, we already got ROH. I don't need Impact too, but never mind. I can assure you from day one, my fingerprints, my father's, my grandmother's fingerprints have been all over AEW. And I can assure you, before I'm done with this place, there's going to be it's going to be full of body bags. You could choke on that. Slap nuts. I was like, okay, that's his thing, but it still sounds weird in 2022, especially in 2022, because who the fuck says slap nuts in 2022? Double J with your old jacked ass. He definitely had the veins popping. He worked out right before he came out. You could tell. He did a spray tan. He got his muscles going, so his veins was popping. I ain't mad at you, Double J. You look great out there. I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? Because he's clearly an old-ass man and still coming out there looking like he in better shape than most of us. So I ain't mad at it at all. But I will tell you what I'm mad at, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn the music down. I am mad that there's a 60-something-year-old man taking up time on a television program. I know. I'm repeating myself. I know it seems I have to do this every fucking Thursday. But let's just go over it one more time. Maybe not. This probably isn't the last time. Let's just Okay, so there's a 60-something-year-old man and a guy named, what's his name? I don't even remember his name. He's Cole Carter, I think was his name. Cole Carter. Carter with the K. Anybody spells Carter with the K is like, you're not going to make it. It's like, why are these people on TV? It ain't enough time. It ain't enough time. Was FTR on the show last night? Was Wardlow on the show last night? I don't remember seeing neither one of them. Was Ricky Starks on the show last night? I don't remember seeing him either. Was Serena Deeb on the show last night? I don't remember seeing her either. I mean, there's just no time. Don't even get me on Miro. Was Miro on the show last night? Because I don't remember seeing him. What's going on? Where's Lance Archer? Did he retire from wrestling? Like, I like these people. I watched AEW because of these people. Where are they? Aren't the Elite coming back soon? You going to have time for them too? They definitely going to be taking up 15, 20 minutes of the show, if not more. Why the fuck is Double J, Jeff Jarrett, who takes 30 seconds just to spell his name every segment, why the fuck is he on this television show? Can anybody explain? I don't get it. Why do they keep doing this? They just keep bringing in old motherfuckers, nude motherfuckers, young motherfuckers, fat motherfuckers, skinny motherfuckers, girl motherfuckers, man motherfuckers, motherfuckers. Everybody gets to show up in AEW. You get a contract. You get a contract. You get a contract. Hey, come wrestle one match for us while you're not under contract. Then guess what? You get a contract. You get a contract. Bitch, I want a contract. Tell Tony Khan to sign me. I could do something. I could do something. Let me commentate. Let me be an interviewer. Let me do something. I could do something. You're signing everybody else, billionaire, Tony. Let me get a little piece, man. I got bills, my nigga. I got a kid, brand new baby, 2-year-old. I'm trying to raise. I need diapers and wipes and milk. I got bills too, man. Can I get a job, Tony, since you just giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars for nothing for people that don't nobody want to see? Don't nobody want to see me on a wrestling program, but I'll take your money. Can you give me some? What the fuck is going on, man? Stop signing people. It's enough. It's enough. We're over it. You don't need nobody else. There ain't nobody else that you gonna sign that's gonna make us pop. Nobody. There is literally nobody. Goldberg, Undertaker, Kane. I don't care what old wrestler you go and get, nigga. If you sign Triple H, and okay, that might be crazy. If Triple H comes and wrestles, that would break all the walls down. The fourth, fifth, and the sixth wall will be broken. But realistically, there's nobody he can get. There's nobody. He's already fucking Jay White's already been on the show and disappeared immediately. Like, what the fuck was that about? Why did he even show up? He ain't do shit. He ain't been back since. Like, Ishii's had a couple great matches. That match with Eddie Kingston was fire. Like, it's like, but these people aren't leaving New Japan for the most part. You know who they could get that would cause a little stir? Like, if they sign obviously if they sign, but Ospreay already been there. There wouldn't even be a crazy pop. It'd be like, all right, he's officially signed now. He already did a whole feud over here, so whatever. But I think if they got Ibushi, who's obviously has a super strained relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. If they got Ibushi, if they got Kota Ibushi, who's performed in WWE and AEW. I don't know if has he performed in AEW yet? I don't know. But, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, world-renowned talent, super young, maybe a little bit of a head case, you know what I mean? But, if everything he's saying is true, then maybe he's got a case on his head. You know what I mean? But, maybe he's the only person. I can't see anybody else. So stop signing people, Tony. It's over. It's over. Stop thinking you about to surprise us. There's nothing else you can do. You know what I mean? It's like you bring somebody back from the dead, maybe. But outside of that, just let it go. Two Dimes win something, swimming with the fishes. Oh, that's who that was. That's the guy that he got killed NXT running with Tony D'Angelo. And yeah, that was him. And I don't give a fuck. You don't get Cole Carter. I think your name is Cole Carter. You sound like a character out of video game, like a B-level video game, a AA video game, not even a AAA. A single A studio video game name, Cole Carter. You don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. Oh man. But yeah, Double J got some money, man. He's in a good position backstage, but I do not need to see him on TV, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. Come on, man. What the fuck? Like, it's pretty ridiculous. After that, we had a AEW World Championship eliminator match. AEW, fuck you, bro. Hey, Tony Khan, fuck you, bro. Hey, I appreciate everything you do, bringing in a second wrestling company, creating some competition, but fuck you, bro. I know a championship contenders match when I see one. You're not fooling me. What is it's stupid. What is a championship eliminator match anyway? It's a title match. It's a championship match. It's for the title. So I don't understand why none of this made fucking sense. It's stupid. They like trying to reword WWE gimmicks that didn't even work in WWE. Just stop. Just stop it. It's stupid. But he went up against green-haired, mushroom head, motherfucking, my head looks like a bowl of, I don't know, broccoli ass motherfucking Lee Moriarty, who's actually a really good wrestler. This match was actually really good. I ain't gonna lie. Lee Moriarty is like, he's probably one of my favorite in-ring performers in AEW. He just don't get a lot of time on the main show. He wrestles on Dark and all that shit a lot, and I don't watch that shit. So, you know, when I do get to see him wrestle, he's always extremely impressive. And I'm always rooting for the brothers because, you know, there's not a lot of us in those spots. So I'll be rooting for him to try to get to the top of the card or move his way up the card. I don't think the green hair is going to help people take him seriously, though. I just don't. I mean, green, you definitely stand out. I get it if that's what you're going for. You definitely stand out, but you kind of look like a joke, like coming out with green hair. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You guys can let me know what you think. I'm not really sure. It's just hard to take someone serious when they come out with green hair like that. He's like the black male Shotzi Blackheart. But Ethan Page, all ego, was on commentary because obviously he's a part of the firm with Lee Moriarty, who was with Stokely Hathaway. And Moxley just beat the shit out of him. He got a couple moves in. He was trying to work over Moxley's arm or whatever. I think it was his arm or his leg, but it did work. Moxley caught him with the Death Rider and got the 1, 2, 3. It was, like I said, it was a good match, man. I enjoyed it. But oh no, he didn't hit him with the Death Rider. He locked him in an armbar, didn't he? And I think he locked him in an armbar and made him tap out, if I'm not mistaken. I know he hit him with a cutter at one point, but that didn't end the match. I'm pretty sure he tapped him out. I'd be forgetting it was a long show last night. My notes are kind of all over the place. But that's when Ethan Page ran from commentary. He darted over from commentary and attacked Mox from the back, laid him out, held up the belt as he's going for the world championship, apparently. Okay, cool. And then the guy who just got beat up, his wife popped up on screen, and she was supposed to have a sit-down interview. She did not mention at all that her husband had just got his ass whooped. But that was because they actually did that smart. They didn't gaff that one because it was pre-taped from earlier in the day. So, because I would have definitely imagined she'd be like, yo, somebody going to check on my husband? He just got jumped. Ain't nobody going to fuck this interview. But she did a sit-down interview. It was supposed to be with Saraya and Britt Baker, but Britt Baker decided that she just wasn't going to do it because she doesn't want to do things on their time. She'll do it when she – okay. But Saraya and Renee just start chit-chatting like they was, you know, girls in the crib having some tea or whatever. And, you know, she was talking about her neck injury and stuff. And she was like, so let's address the elephant in the room. Are you actually cleared to wrestle? And she was like, actually, Renee, there's one more doctor I like to clear that with before I tell anybody. And obviously she was speaking of Dr. Britt Baker. That was pretty obvious. So she's going to face off with Britt. She's probably going to attack Britt Baker and challenge her officially to a match at what's the pay-per-view? What's coming up next? I forget. Who fucking knows? It's too many pay-per-views. I think it's Full Gear that's coming up, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, these guys will be. Am I looking forward to that match? I guess I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Saraya wrestle again. see if she still got it at the very least. Tony Schiavone was backstage with William Regal. Regal said, you still have a long way to go, Mr. Max. At full gear, all the potential in the world won't help you become AEW World Champion when you have to face a real demon, Jon Moxley. Can we just stop referring to people as demons and devils? Just like, I don't know, makes me a little uncomfortable. God gang over here, God gang. So after that, we had something that I'm very uncomfortable saying out loud. We had Daddy Ass's birthday bash. See, that doesn't, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody bashing Daddy's ass. That doesn't sound appropriate at all for television, but that's what happened. No, it was the Acclaimed, who everyone loves, of course, if you ask Anthony. The Acclaimed coming out with Billy, and they had their little celebration because it was Billy Gunn's birthday. He's probably like 89 years old, still looking like he's 35, a 35-year-old bodybuilder. The man is jacked, looks great for his age. I can only hope that I look that I'm not 6'7" either. I'm not 6'7", I'm 6 foot, so I'll never look like him, but, you know, I can only hope to be as jacked as he is when I'm his age. But his hands were taped because Swerve, if you saw, I think it was on Rampage. I say I think because I don't watch that shit. But it was he fucked up his fingers with some pliers on Rampage, so he came out with his fingers all taped, looking like a penguin. So he couldn't really scissor. But they did all of that story as a promotional opportunity for the foam finger scissors that they are selling on AEWshop.com. So that was a long-winded storyline to sell us some foam fingers, motherfuckers. You ain't fooling nobody. Tony Schiavone with his cheap plug. Oh, man, I think it was Excalibur gave the cheap plug. But, yeah, so they had the foam scissor fingers. They got Daddy Ass as a gift so he could scissor with his broken fingers. All this sounds so weird. I'm 42. Why am I talking like this? This sounds absurd. I don't want anyone outside of the wrestling world to hear me talking like this. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Daddy Ass got scissored? What the hell are you watching? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Some guys in their underwear. It's just, what? Oh, man, I really have to explain this shit. Oh, man, but then they got him one final gift, and it was some paperwork for adoption. Hold up. Where are their parents? Are they orphans? I'd have been mad as shit. First of all, they are clearly not brothers. There are 4 people on Earth right now who are mad as shit that these dudes just literally disowned them and tried to get some white man who has 2 kids of his own to be their dads. Now, I think they both got white moms anyway. So they mixed anyway, so it don't matter. But still, it's weird. You asked that man to be your daddy? And Billy was like, he looked at paper, he's like, so I get to be your daddy? I was like, no. This is too much. It was so goofy. It was stupid and a little dry at points, but it was also funny at points. So, I do love the Acclaim, so they can't do no wrong to me right now. But that's when Billy's real sons, the ones that actually came out of his testicles, the ones that his sperm actually created, Austin and Colton came out, and they said, hey, Dad, it's funny because we're your actual sons and you didn't invite us to the party. But that's cool because we brought you a gift anyway. And that's when W. Morrissey just booted him in the face and beat up the Acclaim. And yeah. So we're definitely getting the Gun Club, the Gun Boys going up against, or the Ass Boys. I don't know how you want to say it. And is it a diss now that you call them the Ass Boys? And their daddy is Daddy Ass. I don't even know if calling them the Ass Boys is bad anymore. But yeah, they're going to be going up against the Acclaim, which is smart. And then they all start rumbling or whatever. And then FTR came out. Dax and Cash came to the ring to even the odds a little bit. And they, kind of stood face to face with the Acclaim. Like, yeah, bitch, we should be next because we're the number 1 contenders. I know but you guys have to have a match with because we're baby faces too. So we got. So the ranking system says that we should be wrestling that, but we're not. Let's just stand here and look at each other. Tony Khan is like he's trolling us. It's like he's trolling us. He's like, hey, guys, hey, here's this match you all want to see. This is a match you guys been begging for. This match we told you, based on how we organize everything in our wrestling program, that you should have got 6 months ago. But we decided to put the belts on these guys. You know what I mean? It's like it should be FTR and the Acclaim, but FTR should have had the titles, and they should have been dropping them to the Acclaim if the Acclaim was getting over that well. But that's not what happened. You know what I mean? That's not what happened. KGM said, what Hop say? I think Tony gets too high sometimes and just decides to put everybody on TV. Tony doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, you signing these people. He just signed Bandito, my guy. Have you seen Bandito on TV since he got signed? Tell me where he is. I told y'all that was a bad decision. Why are you signing Bandito? I don't care if he can wrestle and he's... Roosh ain't been on TV. I know he's boys with Andrade. He co-signed Andrade. Andrade clearly ain't on TV. He hates being there. I would too if I was on TV for 30 seconds a show. Like, the grass wasn't greener in AEW. All they did was throw a fucking festival and invited everybody, and now the grass is turned into dirt. It's like when people just walk all over the grass. Grass ain't green at all. It's barely any grass, just patches of grass. There's dirt everywhere. It's just fucked up. You know what I mean? But that segment was okay. And then this is where in the show we just went to petty levels 1,000. This is where Tony Khan just said, you know what? Everybody calling me a bitch for letting CM Punk sit up there and blow up my whole entire company in front of my face. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to show y'all that I'm also a bitch-ass nigga. Oh, man, because this motherfucker here. Chris Jericho challenged, obviously, he's beating all the Ring of Honor former champions. And he made it clear last week, I'll take on tag champion, women's champion, men's champion, blah, blah. They were basically setting up this moment. Motherfucking Colt Cabana came out to wrestle Chris Jericho for the ROH championship. First of all, don't give a fuck about Ring of Honor. Not even a little bit. Not even this much. Like this much. Okay, you see, this would be me giving a fuck about. This is how much I care. I don't. My care no longer exists. I don't care about Ring of Honor. I don't. And you can't make me. You can't make me care about Ring of Honor. I like Jericho. Jericho's great. He's doing great things with the title for the title. I don't care. I don't care what the end of this story is because I don't care about Ring of Honor. I don't. I just don't. So, I mean, I just don't. I'm trying to muster up some care, and I can't. I just can't. So, Colt Cabana is wrestling for a championship on AEW Dynamite. Now, as you all know, I'm sure you're well-versed on the story at this point, the entire fallout, followed by a brawlout after All Out, happened because of this guy. He was the catalyst for all of it. Now, was it his fault? Absolutely not. He did nothing. He was an innocent bystander in this situation who happened to have a situation with the bitter bitch who had TV time and cameras and microphones in their face. And, you know, he got shitted on. And we found out he shared a bank account with his mom and all these different things that we didn't need to know. I didn't even need to know that his mom's name was Marsha. But I know his mom's name is Marsha. And the company is so... Because even when he came out, I'm pretty sure it was I feel like it was Taz that was like, yo, shout out to Marsha. Like, they was being as petty as possible. They was like, Marsha, we got your back, Marsha. Don't worry, fuck him. Fuck him. Don't worry about no Phil Brooks. Fuck him. We got your back. Shout out to Marsha. Marsha with us. I mean, you fuck with Marsha, you fucking with all of us. That's what it felt like. And it felt, apparently, Paige, Hangman Page tweeted out, "This one's for the boys," or whatever. It's, saying, everybody's happy Colt is back in the locker room. I don't care about Colt Cabana being on my TV. I'm going to keep it real. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't need to see Colt Cabana wrestle ever again in my life. I just don't. I'm sure he's a good guy. Seems like everyone likes him. Cool. Don't ever need to see him wrestle again in my life. You know what I mean? So, facts, bars. Facts. Somebody had a sign that said more AEW, less ROH. Good. I like that person. Invite them to WoW Nation. We need more people like that. We need to ring the bell to Tony Khan. Until you get TV, bitch, get rid of this shit. How you gonna have an ROH television championship and it ain't no ROH television show, motherfucker? None of this makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. It's stupid. But yeah, they had a match. It was a match. No one in their right mind thought that Colt Cabana was actually going to win this fucking match and become the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, despite what him getting shitted on by CM Punk and causing the company to almost be destroyed. Not him, but CM Punk. But yeah, he got a couple near falls that didn't make me bite at all. And then Jericho, beat his ass. I think he hit him with the Judas effect. I don't remember him hitting him with a Judas effect. I forgot how he beat him, honestly. No, he hit him with the code breaker. He caught him with a sloppy code breaker. That's what it was. And yeah, and it came out of nowhere, and he got the 1, 2, 3. Cabana did the job. Good for him. Good for him that he's such a solid person that everyone was rooting for him, that Tony Khan thought enough of him to put him on TV, that Chris Jericho, who I'm sure was the one who requested this match, Chris Jericho being the clear, I think he's the number one locker room leader, like even above Moxley. And Bryan Danielson is super quiet. He leads the right way, in my opinion. He's probably leading the more right, the most right way, if that's proper English. But Chris Jericho seems like the mouthpiece, the most vocal leader. Moxley comes and does his job in all these things, but Chris Jericho seems like the vocal, outspoken leader, the boss of the locker room. And he's already come out and shit on CM Punk and called him toxic to his face. And obviously, he has an issue with Punk. This wasn't even from AEW. This is even previous to AEW, and now that they're AEW and Punk doing all this bullshit, it's just caused more of a stir in Chris Jericho to like him even less. So I would not be surprised in the least if Chris Jericho is the one who made this match. Like, I'm going to wrestle Colt, put Colt in the match. Like, So it's petty. Is it petty? Yes, 100%. Super, super fucking petty. Hops88 said, "Gotta run, take my teenage son to work. I'll check out the rest of the show good later. Good shit, man. Keep killing it." Hey, Hops88, salute to you, man. Father gang, daddy gang over here. We not daddy ass, but we daddy. You know what I mean? I'm just the dad. I don't like calling myself daddy. That sounds weird. But salute to you, man. Salute to all the fathers out there, man. I'm a big, big supporter of fathers out there. So, yeah, man, salute to you, man. Take your son to work, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully he ain't stealing from his job, you know what I mean? So he can keep it. I used to steal from my jobs when I was a teenager. I always got fired because I was stealing baseball cards when I worked at the grocery store. Was stealing food when I was working in fast food restaurants. Take home bags of chicken. Oh, man, we was poor, man. We was trying to get it how we live. Oh, man, shout out to y'all, Wow Nation. What else we got to talk about? Oh, Matt Menard jumped in the ring, and Angelo Parker jumped in the ring, and they grabbed up Ian Rigaboni from the broadcast booth because he was apparently I guess he was in ringing commentator for ROH. Okay. So they grabbed him up, stacked like they was gonna beat him up. Then Willa Yuta and Claudio and everybody came out, and we had JES versus BPCC going up, just brawling. And looks like we're gonna get, some more matches between these groups. So cool, you know what I mean? Because they don't take up 30 minutes of every show. But the BPCC is cool, and I like JES too, so I'm not mad at that. Then we had the All Atlantic Championship match between Orange Cassidy and the AEW Trios champion Ray Phoenix and Luchasaurus. Match of the night, easily match of the night. Ray Phoenix is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Top 10 in my opinion. I love watching this dude wrestle. If there's anybody I gotta watch wrestle that does the flip-de-doos and wrestles fast-paced, I'm picking him first, probably Ricochet second. Will Ospreay would probably be number 3 in that group, that wrestling type. But Will Ospreay, I feel like he's more versatile. But this match was phenomenal. My favorite spot was there's always so many spots, so I'm not gonna sit here and call them all out. But my favorite spot was when he did the springboard. Ray Phoenix, I'm talking about. He did the springboard. He stood on the ropes and he did a side kick. It was a simple move, but if you think about the balance that it took to do that move without busting his ass, he stood on the ropes, kicked the man in the face, and then stood back on the ropes and then jumped off the ropes. I was like, okay, so that's not normal. He's not human. That's not that. What type of balance is that? That's I fell over watching him. I was like, oh, my equilibrium. I was like, I can't watch this shit. It's too much. It's too much. But they got Luchasaurus up out of there early from the gate. They started attacking him and got him up out of there. They, double team working together and whatever. Orange Cassidy crushed Phoenix with a spinning DDT, spiked him into the mat. That shit looked kind of vicious. But Luchasaurus got back in and took them both out. That's when they fucked him up. But they made sure, the announcers made sure to tell us because we never seen a triple threat before. It's like, it's triple threat. There's no disqualification. There's no rules. I was like, well, there are rules, but yeah, it's no DQ. That's how a triple threat works. Can't disqualify somebody if it's anybody. But okay, we only been watching it for cool. So that was just to set up the entrance of Pac came out. I guess I should mention Pac first because he was the first one to come out. Pac came out and he was before the match. He was telling Ray that he should cheat and use the hammer. But he came out and he handed the ring bell hammer to Ray, and Ray wanted, he didn't want no part of it, man. He was like, nah, man, I'm good. He tossed it back to Pac, and Orange Cassidy hit Ray with the orange punch and pinned him while Luchasaurus was out cold. Oh, because Luchasaurus was out cold, I guess I mean, it is pretty important. He got put through a fucking table by a savage tackle or a clothesline or body tackle, whatever the fuck it was, by Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. He just ran out of nowhere and kind of tackled Luchasaurus, put him through the table. So he was done. So that was all fun, man. I enjoyed this match and this segment, the attack afterwards and Luchasaurus getting put through the table. This was all fun. This is the best shit on the show. And then we got Shibata coming down and challenging Orange Cassidy to a match on Rampage that I'm not going to watch. So there's that. And then we got, ladies and gentlemen, we got the main event of the fucking night. Hold on, I got to light my J. We got the main event. Hold on, I ain't got it on here. Hold on. Oh, I don't have it on here. Y'all lucky. Y'all. Oh, yeah, I do.
It's time for the main event. In this quarter, we have the troll, the person who can't take criticism, the Twitter woman who says that you can't afford her even if you're a rich celebrity, Jade Cargill. And in this corner, we have a person that no one on earth ever wants to see wrestle. Give it up for Maria Shavir. Everybody, yeah. This match is gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so glad you guys talk so much shit to a YouTuber because he didn't want to see this match, because clearly you guys are gonna go out, you gals are gonna go out there and put on a fucking 5-star classic. What the fuck does he know, or what does anybody know, or what the fuck are we thinking not wanting to see this match? Because clearly this shit is going to be a banger. There's going to be no interference. There's going to be no distractions. There won't be someone outside of the ring on the ramp eating popcorn like they're watching the most boring thing of all time while also being more entertaining than everything inside of the ring. None of those things are going to happen. Except, all of those things happen. I can't. What am I supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do, you guys? What am I supposed to do? I'm sorry, I had the megaphone on for a long time. I'm sorry. But what am I supposed to do with this? The match was horrible. It lasted 2 minutes. The 2 minutes it did happen, it was sloppy. Nothing good happened. Jade Cargill booted her in the face and then hit her with the jaded, and the match was over. And everybody who didn't want to see this match was 100% right. What the fuck did that do for anybody? Why does Maria Shafir get a title match? And why is a title match 2 minutes? Why? She's 40-something and why isn't she fighting Britt Baker and Toni Storm and Serena Deeb and fucking all these motherfuckers who are at the top? She's clearly the top women's star in the company at this point. I think she is. I know how much I gashed Jade Cargill. I love Jade Cargill. She was dead wrong in this situation with the whole JD shit. But, I love Jade Cargill. So I want to see her fight the main people. I want to see her fight no fucking Maria Shafir. Maria Shafir wasn't good in NXT at any point, ever. You know what I mean? She hasn't been good in AEW at any point, ever. Was she even good in UFC? Would you know who the fuck she was if she wasn't Ronda Rousey's friend? Would you? I dare you tell me yes, because I'm calling you cap right now. I know you lying. Ain't nobody fucking know who Maria Shafir was. She hasn't gotten any better in the ring. Nobody needs to see her. There's no storyline that says that she deserves this match. Even if she was a shit wrestler, there's still no story. So why the fuck are they doing this? And why the fuck are y'all mad that people don't want to see something that they shouldn't have any interest in? Y'all weird as fuck. Stop being so sensitive, man. Y'all weird as fuck. All you wrestlers in the locker room. And the wrestlers are one thing. Taking criticism is tough, even though you should be able to do it. It's tough. Sometimes it's hard. You might have a bad day and you might snap because you might not be trying to hear that shit. That can, in some circumstances, be understandable, especially if you can apologize and hold yourself accountable later. It's the YouTubers. That was the foul, in my opinion. I told y'all, it was the YouTubers. Any YouTuber that came out and said something bad about JD or was liking tweets or anything from any of these wrestlers and co-signing any wrestling personality that commentates on wrestling that was agreeing with them people, y'all some bitch-ass niggas. I ain't no other way to say it. Y'all some pussies. Y'all some cowards. Y'all some soy boy, fuck bitches, whatever you want to call it. All y'all weak as fuck because y'all all do the exact same thing on a regular basis. Every show you get on, you say what you like and what you don't like. So the fact that you think that man can't do the same thing is absolutely fucking ludicrous. You know what I mean? It's absolutely fucking ludicrous. It's not like he even be saying shit that's mean. Like, I'm like, if they think he's mean, I have no shot. Like, I really have no shot. I'm gonna get canceled before I get started. That's what's going. It's no shot, cause I really don't give a fuck. No, none of these people pay my bills. I ain't making a dime off of this shit, so I don't give a fuck. That man got to worry about losing a channel where he makes thousands of dollars every week. Me, I'm gonna just free up some time. If they take my channel, I'm gonna just have more time to do other shit. I'm gonna just start another channel. Y'all know what it is, gang. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I don't understand how it's wrong for wrestlers or people who commentate on wrestling to have a wrestling opinion, especially because they don't wrestle. You never wrestled. Bitch, Stuart Scott never played a lick of NBA basketball and is the greatest sportscaster, NBA sportscaster ever. Don't nobody care if the motherfucker played, if he knows how to talk about the shit, know what he's talking about. And he, just like me, we've been watching wrestling for 30 plus years, my G. I'm 42. I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old. My grandmama put me onto it. Like, you can't tell me shit about shit. I know what wrestling is. You know what I mean? I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what's good and what's bad. You know what I mean? So if I have an opinion on something, you don't have to agree with it, but just understand I'm speaking from my perspective. You know what I mean? And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it is what it is. But Layla Gray tried to catch Nyla Rose slipping, but because Nyla is the beast, she didn't let that happen, and she laid her out, and Jade walked up like, bitch, you worthless, and just kind of stepped over her and kept it going. So I don't know if the baddies are about to break up. I don't fucking know at this point, guys. I just don't fucking know. But then we had the actual main event of the night. It should have been good. There was good moments. I enjoyed this match. I just don't care about Ring of Honor. Like, it's in my soul, like way down deep in my soul, how much I don't like seeing Ring of Honor on AEW Dynamite. There are so many more things that I would rather see than Ring of Honor. Like, I'm okay with seeing Samoa Joe. I just don't care that he has the Ring of Honor Television Championship because I'm not watching Ring of Honor, bitches. So get that shit off my television. But Samoa Joe went up against the Machine Brian Cage, or the Wolverine Brian Cage, because he definitely came out with Wolverine don't rock that haircut, but he had the mohawk, spike mohawk with the Wolverine chops. Yeah, I mean, dude looks like an animal. Doesn't look like someone you want to meet in the dark alley for sure. But he came out with the embassies because, you know, everybody's got a faction. Prince Nana, you know what I mean, who kept bumping into him as they walked down the ring ramp. That was funny. He almost smacked him in the face at one point. But this match was cool. These dudes just kind of kept doing shoulder charges. You know, it's kind of them running into each other. Big men smacking man meat. You know how it goes. Vince's favorite thing. He was probably watching, like, oh, I'm watching AEW tonight, baby. You heard the match they announced? Give him a lotion. But Vince, Linda, you heard me. Give him a lotion. But I'm right here, Vince. Bitch, you old. Give him a lotion. They're definitely going to cancel me. I'm sorry. What's going to happen? I don't know. But so, Brian Cage showed that he could do the little flip-de-doo things. He did like a flip off the ring apron or over the top rope and landed on Joe. And Joe was doing his thing. He almost got hit up, though. He almost got caught up at one point, but he was able to he had the gates of agony on him. And the other members of the embassy jumped into the ring and attacked Samoa Joe afterwards. Oh, well, Samoa Joe got the win. I guess I should say that. He put him in the sleeper and got the tap out. And then Gates of Agony, who used to be the Sons of Agony, at least half of them, the black guy with the dreads, he was in a group called the Sons of Agony. Guess where they were? In Ring of Honor. Why is he on AEW Dynamite? Anyways, so that's when Powerhouse Hobbs came out and just joined in on the fun because Wardlow, was out there, trying to save his boy, help his boy out, and then they all got beat up. And then, Powerhouse Hobbs came out and, and joined in on the fun and stood and gave him a spine buster and held up the TNT title. So apparently we're going to get Hobbs versus Wardlow, which is something that I've begged for like the last 2 months now. So thanks for watching the show, Tony. I appreciate that. Oh, I did, but I'm going to talk about that. I skipped right over it. I was looking right at it and skipped right over it. I'm sorry. That was my favorite thing of the entire night. It's funny because I did the segment in my head. You know how you thinking about some shit, so you think you said it out loud. I just went past it. But yeah, we did get the segment where Rick Ross and Swerve and Keith Lee and Tony Schiavone, they were all backstage, and Swerve was backstage with Rick Ross, and they were celebrating. They were celebrating the fact that Rick Ross about to make Swerve the biggest hip-hop mogul, wrestler, superstar, extraordinaire of all time. Yo, Rick Ross, listen, y'all saw what I posted on the gram. They need to sign Rick Ross before I don't want them to sign nobody else, but especially if they a wrestler. But if Rick Ross just want to be a manager, and just want to be on TV. I don't know if he was drunk, if he was high, or if he's just that funny in real life. But he was just, I mean, he's a character. He's got good personality. You see his Instagram. He's a character. He's like him and DJ Khaled. They both characters. You know what I mean? So, you know, he was just over there putting on Swerve, like repeating his line. The funniest one was like, yeah, we have an 8-man tag match. 8-man tag. I was like, he kept calling Keith Lee. Keith Lee pulled in, and Keith Lee was kind of like calling out Swerve for being for cheating to win the matches. Rick Ross was like, accusations. False accusations. I was like, yo, get this nigga on my, not get him on my TV. Get Rick Ross back on my wrestling programming. That is somebody I would like to see in my wrestling program. That man could be an amazing manager, an amazing mouthpiece. I'm not even sure he could actually cut a promo. He was kind of just talking over Swerve and everybody because it was like he was drunk, but he was hype and he was funny, so it was okay. But that segment was fucking gold. I was just like, yo, when did Rick Ross get good at wrestling? This is like the it's like he ain't never got to wrestle one match. Just let him come out and talk shit with Swerve, and you know it makes perfect sense. You know them bringing in this is like the rapper feature that's made the most sense because you could bring in Kevin Gates and Griselda and all these people, but none of these people are Rick Ross. Rick Ross the fucking boss. So if fucking Swerve is gonna get put on by anybody in the industry, Rick Ross probably, you know what I mean? He's like definitely a key player in the world of hip hop. You know what I mean? The man's a fucking probably worth $500 million at this point. Man got wing stops and shit. Like he's a very, very, very good businessman. So shout out to Ricky Rose. That segment was awesome. Swerve and Keith Lee are clearly going to break up at some point unless Rick Ross is able to bring them together somehow. You know what I mean? Somehow, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he's able to, but it seemed like he's going to be siding more with Swerve, and Rick Ross is kind of going to go on his own, do his own thing at some point eventually. But we'll see how things play out. But that was Dynamite. It was a pretty good show. I didn't do a BR card for it. I ain't gonna lie, because I just forgot. I started the show, and then I was like, oh, shit, I forgot to do the graphic for the BR card. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's see. Promos and backstage segments, I would give 4 blunts to, mainly because of that Moxley promo that he cut, which was fire. Standard Moxley stuff, but it's always good. And that Rick Ross segment, which was fucking awesome with Swerve. All that shit was fire. So I gave promos and backstage segments 4. Matches, I gave matches 3.5. They could have got 4 for the matches as well, but actually, I'm going to give them 3.25 for matches. I just want to take another quarter off from Maria Shafir being on my wrestling screen. Get mad, bitch. I don't give a fuck. And then we have storytelling. Storytelling. I'm going to give them a 2. I'm going to give them a 2 for storytelling. A deuce is probably the worst score the AEW's ever got for storytelling. What stories made any sense or did you care about? You care about our Ring of Honor TV Championship being in the main event of AEW Dynamite? You care about that? You care about Jade Cargill having a TBS title match on TNT against someone you don't give a fuck about? You care about that? Stop capping. You don't care about none of that shit. Only thing that was decent storytelling was Jungle Boy continuing his feud with Luchasaurus, and that about it. Will Hobbs showed up on TV and is finally getting the TNT title match. At least I think. Yeah, I mean, we never know. He could disappear for another 6 weeks. Who fucking knows? Where's Ricky Starks? Somebody put out an APB for that man. We seen some milk cartons, put his face on a milk carton. Do people even drink milk out of cartons anymore? I don't know. But put his face on one anyway. We need to find Ricky Starks. I'm pretty sure he won his feud. No, he didn't. He lost his feud to Ricky Starks. But then I thought he got the I don't fucking know. It's been so long, is my point. This shit is whack. It's really fucking whack. What did y'all enjoy most about the show? KGM say I see Rick Ross full-time. I see him as a full-time manager too. Like he could definitely do that shit, bro, because he's just entertaining. He's got the look. He's got the voice. He's got the charisma. You know what I mean? He's got the credibility. You know what I mean? He's actually a rap mogul. Hit Row needs Rick Ross right now. He a better rapper than all of them niggas. He wouldn't even take them seriously. Be like, y'all make music? What the fuck? I'm the big boss, Rick Ross. Oh. Rick Ross is one of my favorite rappers, man. Dude, he got it. You know what I mean? He got it. I feel like he stole a little bit of my style, but it's okay. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? I was around before he was, but he was doing his thing. I ain't mad at him. He did his thing, man, Rick Ross. I remember Rick Ross when he popped up on that Trina single. I remember Rick Ross when he was wearing the Lakers jersey. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember Rick Ross in his debut to the world. You know what I mean? Iverson stepped over. Yeah, she did. Iverson stepped over the. She treated her like she was Tyronn Lue. Why she doing? She was. Damn it, man. She did do her like she was Tyronn Lue. That's fucked up. All right, guys. Before I get out of here, I got to do some shout outs, man. This might take a while. So hold on, let me pull these up real quick. Man, I wish you could open up all of them. But we're gonna do the last 50. I might come back a little later and do and shout out more names, but I'm about to shout some of y'all out because I appreciate you guys. I said when we get to 500 subscribers, I'm gonna be happy. I am very happy. Earlier today, that counter was at like 488 or something. We done gained like 20 plus subscribers in a day. You know what I mean? That's a pretty fucking good day for us. So appreciate all of you guys joining the team. And I'm talking about all of you guys. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Crisscross the Realist Gaming, The Wiggles Archives, Main 2K. I seen you in the chat a few times, homie. What's up? King Slayer JPKYT, Brian Bliss 57, Dr. Cortez Smith, Women's Wrestling Fan, Ben Smith, Phoenix LK El Ciable, Virtual Archive, Mark Johnson, The Wrestling Fan. I seen you in the chat too, my guy. Was cracking. See you soon. EE, that looks like a girl. We got some girls in the stream. That's what's up. Bianca Lariano, that's another girl. Thank you, Bianca, for joining the team. Wow Nation, 40 millimeter Ray gun, Jared Khalif, David Warren. I need to read these faster, don't I? It's a lot of names. Adrian Woods, IN5D, Cal L, Silent Strike, Darius, Jan Zabari, BJS, Will Arrington, Cameron Nash, Dennis Gonzalez, Stacy Baumgardner, Tiffany Sheldon. I mean, we got a lot of ladies up in here, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That's what's up. Women wrestling fans. I love y'all, man. Kenyatta Scott, Edgar Carazano, Zatanna. I've seen you in the chat. What's cracking, Zatanna? Daryl MC Death, Sean Jacker, Jack Kerr. Can't pronounce that, but you got it. Shout out to Sean. Shane. Adrian K, Jesse Frey, only Jordan. I thought that was about to say OnlyFans, but no, only Jordan. Quentin Slaughter, Josh Jacob, no S. Having flashbacks of Raiders losing 24-0. Thank you. Chris Rollins, Tim Venable, Rydell Cotton, Goffrem Higazi, Online Predator. What the fuck? Hey, bro, you about to get blocked. Why would you give your YouTube name Online Predator? I mean, I guess maybe the Apex Predator is a play on that name, but that's not. Stay away from the kids, man. Just stay away. That's weird. Love my family for local tourists. And I got a few more here. Mr. Pool Shark, Abram, Lasprilla, Soul Beast, Gameplays, Ben Amaro, Adam Cassell, Deshaun Braxton, Jonathan Ruffledge, Kai. That's not Kai Sinnott, just the Kai. Debayan, Singupta, Dan Shell, Hellblazer, Mac Ains, Tribe Nation. I seen you in the chat, plenty, homie. What's up, Tribe Nation? Nino Roy, Terracino, Chapman, Tata, Kane, Clay, yeah, man, y'all names, man. Trevor Lowe, Shanique Guevara, Joker Crawford, Kavan Smith, James H., Aaron Dunham, Sammy Fernandez, and Christy Powell. So, Brian Henderson and Brian Paglarini. So those are our last 100 subs, man. And I had to give y'all some shout-outs, man. You know what I mean? If you be in Wild Nation, obviously I got to shout out KGM. I got to shout out Big Gruss, the supervillain of the IWC, always in here. I got to shout out Hops88, dropping his son off at work. I got to shout out Dave Favors, who always up in here. I got to shout out the whole gang. James, what up, man? Everybody that's in here on the regular, you already know who y'all are, Wow Nation. Y'all are the reason that we do this stream, to do this show, do this channel in the first place, because I love getting on here and talking shit about pro wrestling with you motherfuckers. So, man, that's it, man. That's the show for today. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Did we make it over an hour? We did make it over an hour. So appreciate you guys. Like the video when you come through. Subscribe to the channel if you have it now. You can see we're growing expeditiously. You know what I mean? We're over halfway, you know what I mean, to monetization, till you guys get to watch ads. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you sub to my channel so I could, you know what I mean, put some ads on the videos. Make the experience worse. Like, no. And because I don't want to do that, here's what we're going to do. This show is sponsored by Paris Terrell Clothing Company. I do make high-end fashion for men who are looking to dress themselves up for an affordable price. If you're looking for some dad hats, some neckties, 100% silk neckties, some leather tote bags for you for work, different things like that. You know, we also do shirts and different things. I have leather belts. Check out ParisTerrell.com. That's ParisTerrell.com for your latest in men's for your latest men's fashion needs. I would greatly, I can't talk, doing a sponsorship promo. I can't even get the words out. I would greatly appreciate any of you guys' support on that. The show is also sponsored by Ecamm Live, the #1 live streaming software in the world for Mac users. So if you're looking to start live streaming, you can click the link in my bio. It is an affiliate link to join Ecamm, man. Become a part of the Ecamm fam by clicking the link and downloading Ecamm Live today. It's only $99 a year, and it's the easiest, the most user-friendly live streaming software you could possibly ever have. They've done so many updates over the last year that it's ridiculous. It's borderline better than OBS and 1,000 times easier to use. So if you're getting into live streaming or even thinking about it, check out Ecamm Live. And that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me and us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Wrestling on Weed. Wow Nation, you already know what it is. Gang, gang. I see y'all on the next one. Deuces.